Love the WeWork vibe. I must say it's infectious. I'm catching it. And as I was standing there in the wings and watching all of you, I was just thinking this phrase once in a lifetime is almost not used in 2025 anymore. But it fits so perfectly for this morning. So WeWork family, when I say the next sentence, I expect nothing but a thunderous round of applause. All right, so here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to be standing here and welcoming all of you to the listing ceremony of WeWork India Management Limited. Wow. Now that is exactly the vibe that I was talking about, and our host, Dr. Harish Ahuja, will agree with me that while this agenda and everything that's going to take place on this stage is planned, it's sealed, and it's reasonable, our energy and our enthusiasm can be totally unreasonable today. My name is Zenia Fernandez, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to what is going to be, is already an historic event. And it feels so surreal to say this, but welcome everyone. Please be present here completely, and let's make the most of the next few minutes. So to begin with this very momentous ceremony, honoring us here are teams from JM Financial Limited, ICICI Securities Limited, Jefferies India Private Limited, Kotak Mahindra Capital Company Limited. Also joining us is the team from 361 WAM Limited. Also, let's give it up for our legal counsel, Shardul Amarchand, Mangaldas and Company, Ketan and Company, and Latham and Watkins. Thank you so much for your legal counsel. Also joining us are our auditors, SR Bartley Boy and Associates LLP, our communications partner, Adfactors, the joy of us here. Please join me in welcoming our dignitaries with a very warm round of applause. Dr. Harish Ahuja, Aditya Virwani, Neil Virwani, Karan Virwani, Vandana Virwani, Jeetu Virwani, Mithila Virwani, and Agnes Puri, requesting you to please join us. Thanks to our auspicious And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have officially commenced the listing ceremony. One more thunderous round of applause as we set the tone for prosperous beginnings at WeWork India Management Limited. Thank you to all of our dignitaries. Thank you so much. Please take your seat. And now, my dear friends, I'd like to invite on stage Mr. V. Jayashankar, Managing Director and Member of the Board, Kotak Mahindra Capital Company, to share a few words with us on this very auspicious occasion. Mr. Jayashankar, let's welcome him, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the board and the management team of WeWork India Management Limited, as also the book running lead managers, the legal counsels, and all the intermediaries to the IPO, I take great pleasure in welcoming each one of you on the occasion of the listing ceremony of WeWorks. We also would like to thank the National Stock Exchange for hosting us so graciously in this wonderful ambience. We at Kotak are proud to have served as the book running lead manager for the IPO of WeWork India Limited, India's largest flexible workspace operator by revenue. Carrying forward the strong legacy of the Embassy Group, WeWork India proudly becomes the third company from the group to be listed on the Indian Stock Exchange. WeWork India began its journey in 2017 and has since evolved into a category-defining premium flexible workspace provider with a diversified member base, a wide range of offerings, and robust unit economics. It has played a pivotal role in leading the flexible workspace market space on the revenue front for the last 3 fiscal years. Today's listing marks the beginning of an exciting chapter in the journey of WeWork. On behalf of all the book running lead managers, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to everyone who contributed to making this IPO a great success. We are proud to have attracted 13 marquee mutual funds, which include HDFC Mutual Fund, ICICI Pru, Birla, Axis, Moti, Mirae, Invesco, to name a few. 9 insurance companies, which include HDFC Life, Kotak Life, Birla, Bajaj Life, and quite a few marquee FIs, including Goldman Sachs, White Oak, Amundi, Carminac, among others. I would like to say a few words about Karan. Karan, during this entire journey, we found you to have such a remarkable temperament and so perseverant. I'm sure these are the qualities that will stand by you as you execute on your strategy, your dreams, and create long-term shareholder value. And I must also say that you have an outstanding management team that has worked so tirelessly alongside all of us. So once again, on behalf of all the book running lead managers, I would like to express our heartfelt thanks to Karan, yourself, to Jeetu, to Neil, and Aditya for having us on this IPO. And I'm sure as you begin on your exciting journey as a listed company, all your incoming shareholders will only gain in the future. Thank you.
Mr. Jayashankar, thank you so much. In a very limited amount of time, you gave us a glimpse into what's been an incredible partnership. Thank you for that very encouraging address. Well, before we move on, it's time to press the rewind button and take a look at WeWork India's journey, which is built on resilience, ambition, and a certain power that this team brings every single day, and a zeal to never stop showing up. So all eyes on the screen, let's watch.
The bold risks, the quiet resilience, the leadership calls made behind closed doors, the milestones that didn't always make the headlines, but moved us forward. Behind every win is the work, and behind every challenge, the people who kept showing up, with ideas, with energy, and sometimes with dance moves. This is our story of evolution, resilience, and impact. Of the off-sites where we bonded, the celebrations where we laughed, of a team that brick by brick built a legacy, launching one center.
It's just getting started, and so are we. A perfect showcase of the resilience, some incredibly emotional moments like the one we're going to witness this morning, and a story that's built on a lot of hard work and a string of success. So many congratulations to all of you here at WeWork India. Hold on to those emotions and that lovely feeling of joy as I invite on stage the man who's at the helm of this incredible journey, the achievement, and continues to be the inspiration. You all know who I'm talking about, Managing Director and CEO, WeWork India Management Limited, Mr. Karan Virvani.
That's a sigh from 8 years. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to all the dignitaries, my family and friends, my board members, all of our partners, and my WeWork team. Welcome to this historic day for the company. It feels surreal to be on this podium, not because this is the day WeWork India lists or because this is the first time that I'm here. It's because I've actually been here a million times before. I've been here in my dreams. I've been here every time I've shut my eyes before I went to sleep. I've been here in the gym. I've been here when times have been tough and when we celebrated huge wins. It is the imagination of being in this moment and this listing and this historic day. I've seen this atrium, I've seen all of these banners, I've seen this stage, I've seen this historic bell, I've seen all of you sitting in front of me today. And really imagining all of this gave me the reassurance, the drive, and the conviction to do whatever it takes to get here today. Today is a dream come true. Today is a dream come true. It's a true manifestation moment, not just for me, but for every single team member, both past and present, that have showed up every single day to make sure that we get here. It is my privilege and my honor to share this moment with all of you, and thank you all for being here today. I want to take you back a little over 8 years ago, a Sunday before we were meant to open our first ever WeWork building, WeWork Galaxy. As you can imagine, tensions were high. Everyone was equally nervous as they were excited. But the site was far from complete. It was manic. A 6-story, 140,000 square foot building in full steam, hundreds of workers at work, and about 30 young employees gearing up to launch what would become a transformative moment for the Indian real estate story. We paused the site for a few hours in the morning to do our Bhumi Puja. By the time we were finished and ready to get back into full steam, we were hit with this sinking realization that there were no workers on site left. On a Sunday afternoon, all of the workers on site decided to leave and go get drunk. A huge reason to panic, an easy reason for us to delay the opening, but not this company and not those employees. Without even a hesitation, those 30 employees started lifting furniture, fixed and cleaned bathrooms, put up artwork, placed desks, cleaned offices, set up pantries, stage areas, painted walls, and played music and danced while doing it all. My close friends who came to wish me good luck ended up becoming laborers for the day. And it took us till 7 a.m. in the morning to get the place to an acceptable state to welcome the members through the door. None of us realized it then, but that situation was meant to happen. Those 24 hours built the foundation, the character, and the culture of this company. A culture that is resilient, entrepreneurial, ownership-driven, and so focused on doing whatever it takes to be member first, so that entrepreneurs and companies can build their futures at WeWork. I tell you this story because from then, versions of this story have played out countless times in our journey. Every time we thought we were in a moment of comfort, the world decided to slap us in the face with a big no. But just like that day in Galaxy, this company came together, pushed through. Even until this last week, the same story played out again. But here we are. Whenever we've been against the ropes, we never ever put our hands up and our chin down. We just swung so violently that it didn't matter what was in front of us at all. Together, we didn't just shape this company to be the largest and best in the industry. We helped build a whole new industry altogether. And that's something no one will ever be able to take away from us. Today, the flex space industry has undoubtedly changed the commercial real estate landscape and given thousands of companies and entrepreneurs the platform and space to build huge businesses. In our spaces alone, we've seen unicorns created, Fortune 500s grow, entrepreneurs find co-founders, businesses finding new partners, companies who thought they were constrained to one city becoming global businesses. We have had people find new friends. We've had people move to a new city and find completely new communities. And we've even had people find their life partners. We are here to help India build the next few decades of the country's future, and we're determined to keep getting better by providing spaces that inspire, a community that helps you grow, and a platform that allows you to focus on doing what you love. We never got here and we didn't get here on our own. We've been fortunate to have huge supporters and guiding hands watching over us through and through. To start with, I would really like to thank Adam and Miguel and the entire WeWork global team for creating such a beautiful product, company, and brand. A lot has been said, but it is certain the flex-based industry would not be anywhere close to the same without the imprint that WeWork left on the world. A huge thank you to our driving force and our foundation, the Embassy Group, and of course, Dad. Through everything, they have stood like a rock with conviction larger than mine. Never moved, only pushed us to grow larger and greater. To all the Embassy employees who have helped build the foundation we get to launch off and build upon, we are always grateful. I want to thank Mark Schimmel, who's the man who brought us WeWork. Few of you all know about him, but before WeWork India was an idea, it was an idea in his head. And this company is a seed planted by Mark Schimmel, so I want to thank him. Thank you to all of our landlords, partners, and vendors who have dealt with us in the best and worst of times. Mentors like Akash Bansali, Irfan Razak, who took big bets on us in the early days when they didn't have to. Our project vendors, brokers, bankers, Sumit sir, who was here, and the ICICI team, without whom we wouldn't be here at all. And last but not least, our partners at Embassy Services, who are no less than our own team and have been with us throughout this entire journey. Thank you to all of our members, the thousands of companies who we have the privilege of serving. We never take your trust for granted. We continue to keep getting better and serving you as much as we possibly can. A massive thank you to all the families of my team members, the families that were on receiving ends of missed weekends, late nights, and lost holidays. My family in particular, Mom, Dad, Adu, Neil, thank you for letting me live my dream. Thank you for letting me do what I needed to. And thank you for always being there when I needed you. To my wife, Mithila, not sure what I did to deserve you, but this girl met me just a year before COVID, had to see me ride that entire journey and still decided to marry me. I'm so lucky to have you and thank you for putting up with my completely whacked out work-life balance. My handsome son Arav, the biggest joy in my life, thank you for making all of this worth it. And to all my friends who were the best escape when things got hectic and bring balance to my life when I needed to stop thinking about work. And finally, to my WeWork team, it has been the privilege and honor of my life and the most fun to build and lead this incredible company with you. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for sticking on for the ride, even when there were many reasons not to. Thank you for everything that you'll do every day. Over the last few months, the world has seen and examined all of our years of hard work. Some of the best investors in the world, people from all over the country, have placed huge trust in us. Today is a momentous day, but not the end of a journey, but the start of a completely new phase with more growth, more excitement, more innovation, but also a larger sense of responsibility. We have been conditioned for this, we are made for this, and we are ready for it. And I know you'll share the same determination as me to make sure that we leave a mark like no other. A special shout out to the core Everest team. We called our IPO project Everest, and it definitely felt like one over the last few months. I know all of you know who you are, the bankers, partners, our internal teams. And finally, to the team that helped put this entire event together, thank you so much. You're amazing. Have a great day, and I'll see you at work.
Mr. Karan Virwani, many, many congratulations, first of all, on behalf of all of us and everyone. I think we can do better than that. I love how your journey and that list of gratitude that you just spoke to us about testifies that imagination is not really about false hopes, but it is about logically constructing the future every single day until you've reached the desired outcome. It's really about daydreaming with purpose. So thank you so much for setting the tone not only for this wonderful morning, but for also what we do at WeWork India, and for also setting precedents for our next speaker of the day. Please join me in welcoming Chairman and Managing Director of the Embassy Group, Mr. Jeetu Virvani.
And exactly after 6 years, I have my partner Tu and Parekh here. We came here to do the REIT, the REIT listing, and to be here with three of my sons and my grandson, who probably I will escort after maybe 32 years for a listing again over here. That's why I'm a believer on manifesting, so I'm sure I'll be here. Anyway, welcome everybody. I stand here as a proud father, a proud chairman of a group which has really extended its wings over the last few years. We've kept up with the tradition that Embassy does things first and does differently, and does it well. We did the first REIT along with Blackstone. We did the first reverse merger, which also is the first of its kind. And here we are listing one of the best co-working spaces. I know that a lot of co-working spaces listed much before us, but I think the quality which Embassy always brings in every vertical it does is to be seen as far as we're concerned. I wanted to congratulate Karan and his team, who've done a phenomenal job, and I know exactly what they've been through mentally, financially, and I think he's been very resilient till the last moment. So let's just give them a big shout. WeWork, I'm 59. It took me so many years to become from a boy to a man. It took my son maybe 6-7 years to become a boy from a man, because this is what WeWork did to him. And I'm glad that it happened in this short while, and he has another 30 good years to go ahead, deal with 80,000 shareholders, which is amazing at this young age of 33. And I have still two more here, Aditya leading EDL and Neil still, unexposed to the world, and I'm sure they will come up with something much better. I also want to take this to thank Vandana for bringing up such a young lad, fine lad, with all the humility. She's probably most responsible for his humbleness and everything. So I can't take the credit for that. I want to also thank Karen said, the leadership of Embassy, who actually have been also through a journey as far as the growth of WeWork is concerned. And I really have some of my colleagues here from Embassy. Thank you so much for standing by Karan and his team for making WeWork a big success. This is something which we've chased for 7 years. And as Karan mentioned, Adam Newman is like they said that, at one time Xerox became known as a copier machine. And everybody said that WeWork has become like a co-working space. And that's why a lot of people, when WeWork went through its ups and downs, wanted us to change the brand name. And I'm glad we didn't. And we will prove it that in India, it will be one of the top brands as far as co-working is concerned. I really can't forget, at Embassy, we're built by banks. This group has been built by banks, and it's not many words I can express, but ICICI Bank, among all the banks, has been amazing. And, ICICI gave WeWork the first 300 crores, where nobody was willing to even touch just because the company was called WeWork. Thank you so much. I know Sumit came a little while, but thank you for that. Of course, at the end of the day, like Karan said, I have to thank Adam Newman for coming up with this concept. And I remember being in New York with Karan and Adam being on one of those heydays. And we were so patiently sitting there, making sure that we get the franchise for India, because A lot of people have a lot of things about India, India this, India that. So we said, okay, we'll grab a franchise and get out of here. And I think it proved that at the end, we could make WeWork a bigger success than America could do with WeWork. Our new partner, who is heading WeWork Global and also is a shareholder partner with us, Anand Yadi, I want to thank him and Adnan to stay by Karan. And one trip to India, and they believed that they didn't want to sell their shares and they wanted to stay by us and do whatever we do, whether we would list or we would stay private. So, and can you imagine, who would imagine that gentleman from Pune who left for America 54 years back and becomes the owner of WeWork Global. So we have two Indians, basically, families owning the WeWork brand all over the world. Though, Karan, I still haven't stopped my dream to see you sitting in New York one day. Jaggi Marwa is Mark Schemel's offer. There are a few people who came along the journey of Karan as far as WeWork is concerned. And everybody has played a small role. Rajiv Khaitan, who was the first lawyer who wanted WeWork to come to our house to make a presentation, not in the office. And that's how this journey continued. Of course, like every business, it had hurdles on the way. And we at Embassy, I think, is just a way of life for us. We succeed with all these hurdles and makes us stronger. And I'm glad actually Karan went through all these hurdles to make him resilient. And I'm glad that we didn't get involved in selling and valuing the company at billions when Adam Newman was on his high. This is a far more valuable company to me as a father and chairman at this value than it would have been at that time worth maybe $1 or $2 billion. Because what it has done to my son, it has done to rest of my sons also actually. Aditya also played a very silent role in just hanging there and making sure that everything goes proper. And the whole family's been behind Karan to list this company, as you all know, to the last moment. But I just want to send a word out that, we're a resilient group. We really don't care. We only have one focus, to progress and to be the best in this country. I also want to thank, a lot of our friends who are here. And a lot of people at WeWork might wonder what they're doing here. But been with Karan since he's born and watched him into being this fine gentleman and fine businessman he is. And Mithila, thank you for keeping that cool, because I can see some things which I did, he's doing. The work-life balance is a little difficult one. I want to thank Tuven, who's here from Blackstone, who's always been guiding and correcting not only Karan, Aditya, and me too. He's fondly known as my father-in-law. I also want to thank my colleagues, the Prestige Group, DLF, Salarpuria, Rahejas, who have collectively stood with Karan and, being in the same industry they're doing here, but been with Karan since he's born and watched him into being this fine gentleman and fine businessman he is. And Mithila, thank you for keeping that cool, because I can see some things which I did, he's doing. The work-life balance is a little difficult one. I want to thank Tuven, who's here from Blackstone, who's always been guiding and correcting not only Karan, Aditya, and me too. He's fondly known as my father-in-law. I also want to thank my colleagues, the Prestige Group, DLF, Salarpuria, Rahejas, who have collectively stood with Karan and, being in the same industry, and sometimes you have colleagues who really don't want to encourage somebody from the family coming up. But I can proudly say that most of the colleagues in my industry have been supportive of Karan, and I want to collectively thank all of them. I'm going to thank all the shareholders, investors for the trust in the company in spite of all the forces working against the listing. And I want to wish all the employees, shareholders of WeWork India, all the success, and may this become a multi-fold company from what it's worth today. Thank you so much for being here.
Mr. Jeetu Virwani, many congratulations to you. And it's beautiful how you carry this pride with so much dignity and stand here with humility, with your list of gratitude. But really, this day is a fruition of your imagination and decades of hard work. Can we have a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? Once again, thank you. And my eyes are on that digital clock. We're inching towards the bell ringing ceremony. So without any further ado, I'd like to welcome our host to the stage, Head Issuer Relationship, NSE, Dr. Harish Ahuja. So please join us on stage and share your thoughts with us on this listing ceremony and this partnership.
This is 2,878th company to list on NSE. We need to remind that a public listing is just a financial event. It's much more than that. It's a new chapter and a new beginning for the company. Especially now there will be more focus on company performance. There will be a laser sharp focus on corporate governance standards, on leadership, and most importantly, the spirit of entrepreneurship which you are showing here. I like to share a story. In fact, I have my own personal experience of operating from WeWork. So when I was an entrepreneur, when I decided way back in 2016 to make a branch office, I opened my first office other than Delhi in Gurgaon WeWork, one of the best offices. Many congratulations. And when I decided during COVID to open my second branch, I choose WeWork Noida. I really offer my sincere appreciation the way you people operate, especially the young generation which you are leading from the front. Good job, Mr. Karan, so far. Some data. India is the fourth largest capital market in the world in terms of market capitalization. After US, China, and Japan, we are the fourth largest. As on today, the market cap of India stands around $5.16 billion, roughly 575 lakh crores. And very happy to share that NSE market cap in terms of rupee terms has grown almost 125 times since its start of operation in 1994. At NSE, our commitment had been to provide a platform that enabled companies to grow, investors to participate in that growth, and most importantly, Indian economy to thrive. In last 30 years, NSE has been an enabler to this growth story, where we are enabling the economic prosperity of the country using fund mobilization, capital formation, wealth creation, and job creation. I'd like to share very interesting data. Many of you must be knowing it, but I think for the benefit of other people, in calendar year 2024, NSE created a kind of record. In financial year 2024, we listed 242 IPOs, which are cumulative greater than what Hong Kong, Singapore, and Japan did. We raised $20 billion, which is higher than what NASDAQ did last year. So you can say that India has become IPO capital of the world. This year also, the good part is 67 companies on main board, or roughly 73 companies SME, around 140 companies already listed. And the way things are shaping up, it appears that this year also will cross 242 milestone. We'll again create a record. NSE today serves around 120 million unique investors, which are holding around 235 million accounts. In terms of our presence, we are present across India in 99.85% pin codes, barring few pin codes, which are airports and railway stations, which we can not go for KYC. We would also cover that. We are present across India. And I'm very happy to share that from today onwards, this entire investor base, this account network is available to you people. And we are happy to share this fair, efficient, and transparent ecosystem for you to investor to participate. I congratulate the entire team of WeWork India today for successful listing, especially the merchant bankers, JM Financial, ICICI Securities, Jefferies India, Kotak Mahindra Bank, 361, the legal advisor Shadul Amrchand Mangaldas, PR agency AdFactor, and all the people who have played a very important role in successful listing of today's. Today's listing is just a beginning, and NSE stand by with you for all your future fundraising endeavors. May this listing be impactful, purposeful, and most important, enduring. Thank you. Jai Hind. Namaskar. Yeah, you can call. Yeah, please.
Thank you so much, Dr. Harish Ahuja. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're at 9:58 a.m. So I'm going to quickly invite all of our dignitaries for the bell ringing ceremony. I'd like to invite Mr. Karan Virvani, Mr. Aditya Virvani, Mr. Neil Virvani, Ms. Vandana Virvani. Please make your way to the stage as I call you because we're running really tight on time. Jeetu sir, please join us. Ms. Mithila Virvani, Ms. Agnes Bruner, Mr. Vinayak Parmeshwaran, Mr. Clifford Lobo, Mr. Arnav Gusain, Ms. Debosmita Majumdar, Hiranmay Ralabandi, Preeti Shetty, Raghuvinder S. Padhania, Mr. Rupesh Kumar and Mr. Santosh Martin. Okay, everyone, we're all going to count down the final 10 seconds together. One request, please do not stand wherever you are because our cameras are capturing this moment live. So as much as I know you'll be excited to jump out of your chair, gotta hold on to that chair, okay? But what you don't need to hold on to, or rather there's no cap or no limit on the decibels of counting down to the final 10 seconds. So all cell phones on standby. Dr. Harish Ahuja being a gracious host and, sort of briefing everyone on what they need to do on stage. Everyone, we're almost there. We're counting down the final 10 seconds together. Here we go. With me. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. WeWork India Management Limited is now officially listed on the National Stock Exchange. WeWork. All right, I'm going to request all our family members to put mementos giving. Do we have Team SP Rajesh here? That's you, right? Okay, with that, it's a wrap. Thank you so much, Mr. Virvani. Thank you for doing the honors. I am going to invite you back on stage very shortly. Yeah. The stage is yours, actually, today. I'm just, felicitating it. But we've got a list of gratitude before we wrap up the formal listing ceremony. I'd like to invite Mr. Jibby Jacob, Managing Director, Head of India Equity Capital Markets, Jefferies India. Please make your way to the stage, sir, for the vote of thanks. Let's welcome Mr. Jacob, everyone.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, a very warm welcome again and a big thank you for taking your time out to attend this event. Since the listing is already over, I'm under no time pressure to kind of limit my speech to 1 minute. So I'm going to speak for the next 15 minutes. Thank you. I think as I sat back yesterday evening on what to say, I was reflecting on the IPO journey. We kicked off the transaction in September 24. Yes, you heard it right, more than a year back. And it has taken us more than 365 days to reach where we are. And while we kicked off, there was a discussion on what should be the project name. And finally, it was named as Project Everest, as Karan mentioned some while back. And boy, Was it Project Everest? Absolutely yes. It turned out to be better than trekking Everest, I would say. We filed a DRHP in end of Jan, or I would say it took us 4.5 months to reach base camp, and we thought it is 40-50% work done. And when we started progressing towards the IPO, it took us more than 8.5 months from the DRHP to what I say scaling the Mount Everest. That is a listing that we witnessed a while back. As we trek together in this journey, Karan, we have seen, facing bad weather, some of us losing our equipments on the way. But what we did was holding the team together as a unit. We kind of pushed ahead. And as a fellow trekker beside them, what I can tell you that I had the privilege of seeing the entire team firsthand with a lot of passion and commitment and led by Karan from the forefront. Like scaling Everest is a milestone. I do believe this IPO also has broken a couple of milestones by itself. This is the largest commercial real estate equity IPO to happen in the history of Indian capital markets. As you would probably know, this is also the largest flexi workspace IPO basis the IPO market cap that we have witnessed today. I thank all the anchor investors, the QIB, the retail, the HNI investors who became partners to us in this trek. From less than 10 shareholders, now we have 80,000 plus trekkers along with us, and it's a long journey ahead, I would say. We at Jefferies would like to thank Karan, Vinay, Clifford, the entire WeWork team, the Embassy Group, WeWork Global, Yardi for giving us the opportunity to be partner in this particular journey. Lastly, it will be amiss of me not to thank all the other members across different banks, SEBI, stock exchanges, especially NSE for hosting us here, legal counsels, auditors, printers, agencies who've been part of this journey. Would like to conclude by saying one can trek Everest multiple times, but WeWork India happens only once. So Karan, enjoy it, cherish it. It's a beautiful journey ahead for you, as I'm sure. I would like to conclude by saying, this is not a goodbye. Unfortunately, Karan and team, you're stuck with us. We're going to be your biggest, cheerleaders in the listed world going forward. And lastly, Karan is the only client who should call me bro once a while. So thank you for that.
Well, this is the time for the iconic photo, Mr. Virvani and the WeWork India team, all of our employees. Please make your way to the stage. Before we get into the party mode, we want to make sure we capture this photograph, right? We're all looking at our best. Please make your way to the stage. Let's have some music, if possible.